It's Miss Keish with the midweek message. Our midweek message today is going to be about the Jobs of the world who suffer in silence of our generation. I want to give you some encouragement. There's a man named Job in the Bible who was discussed between God and the devil. And the devil's talking about his crap about us, which most of it is true. We are ungrateful and unworthy. And God tells him, yo, have you considered my servant Job? He for sure is going to keep the faith no matter what you do. He's not weak. And so he says, the devil, somebody, if I do this, then the third, he ain't gonna be about you. And God says, go right ahead, but you can't kill him, no. Okay? So he has limitations, keep that in mind. So the devil is attacking Job. Job loses everything: his children, his money, his wealth, his land, his means to the wealth. I mean, everything you think of is gone. Job keeps his faith in front of his friends, in front of his wife, in front of everybody. Now, Job suffers. Job is not being I don't want to say fake Christians. Our society encourages us that we have to keep a happy face on. I can't see y'all. I'm sorry. Where's these stupid glasses? That we have to keep a happy face on, and that no matter what we're going through, if we were truly Christians and we truly believed in God, then we wouldn't be sitting here and feeling bad. We wouldn't have any questions. We wouldn't have any concerns. We wouldn't let it get us down. But the truth is, you're human and it's going to get you down because it's loss, because it's pain, because it's grieving. But Job took that stuff like a soldier. Now, just like the rest of us, he had his moments. He kept in his mind on, no matter what pain he was going through, that my Father is going to take care of me. My Father is not going to abandon me. Yeah, it's hurt. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do right now. But the Lord blessed me with these things already. I didn't earn them. I didn't deserve them. He gave them to me. And he can give them back to me if he wants to. If he chooses to allow them to be taken from me, I'm going to have to go through the motions, go through the pain. But I'm not denouncing God no matter what's going on over here. So him and the devil was at war. And at this point, everybody is looking at Job, even his wife, and his friends, like his best friends, not his acquaintances, like how we call everybody friends. Like him and a few of his close friends were sitting around. They were drinking. Job was drunk. He was expressing his frustration at the situation and how it was making him feel. And they looking at this man like, man, you's a fool. You sitting up here talking about this guy, this guy, that. And this man done allowed everything to be taken away from you. Why is you serving him? He's serving him because he knows that he has a good God, fair, just, and loving God that's going to take care of him, that gave him what he did not earn and did not deserve and can give him back more if he wants to. His wife tells him, man, would you shut up doing all this spouting, preaching, and just go ahead and say you hate God already, because that's what you really mean by the stuff you saying. Job didn't mean that. And he didn't say that. And no matter what pressure was put upon him to denounce his God by the devil, by his wife, by his good friends, the death of his children, his health starts to deteriorate. And you know how bad it is, how hard it is to feel good or to be positive or to not have that nasty attitude when your body is under attack. A lot of times people don't realize that when your body is under attack, that the devil is at wit's end with what to do with you. And just like God told the devil, you can't kill my servant, God is not going to let him kill you. You are not going to die until your appointed time. And I want everybody to remember here that this here is temporary. There is actually no such thing as death. Death is an illusion. This life here is an illusion. This life here is a placeholder for where you're going to spend your eternity. Every day that you wake up truly is a gift. Every new breath that you take is a gift. And I believe that Job had established this in his mind and his heart, that he realized that no matter what was taken away from him yesterday, if he wakes up again today, that it's a blessing, that it's an opportunity for God to show up and show out in his life, for him to be a better person. Job realized that even if he made some mistakes throughout that day, or that even if the devil attacked, or even God decided that I no longer want this man to have any of this today, that if he woke him up tomorrow by chance, that it was a blessing within itself, and that he was going to have more time to do what he needed to do. Why was God doing this? Because God loved him. Job had enough knowledge and understanding to know that God loved him enough that he was still allowing him to breathe. That God loved him enough that nothing that happened to him was going to happen without it coming full circle, full fruition, to do something in some type of way to take care of him, regardless to what happened, regardless to what the devil's intent is, regardless of what man's intent is, regardless of what mistakes you make to get yourself there. And the reason that I want to talk to the Jobs of the world today is because it's easy when you're making a stupid decision. It's easy when you're messing up to take that. Like, it's easy to take that punishment when you know you're just doing the stuff. You can take that. But it's not as easy when you don't know, why does this keep happening to me? Like, not being a crybaby trying to play victim, but when you genuinely do not know why all these unpredictable, unexpected things are constantly happening in your life. And for some of us, it's been happening since childhood, since there was nothing but an innocence in us. You haven't allowed it to turn you rotten. You haven't allowed it to turn you bitter. You still have the ability to love others. Don't ever let anybody put that light out on you. For the Jobs of the world, for those of you who are suffering and people don't know it, for those of you who are suffering and you're not trying to get attention from it, for those of you who are suffering and you maybe have one or none person that you can confide in to keep going about it, that's on this earth, except for God. Now, by the way, God is all we need, but sometimes we do need that physical person, and when that person is needed, God will manifest it for you. But for those of us who are keeping that face on, and I'm not talking about being fake, I'm talking about not letting what's going on destroy us. For those of us who are having the weight of the world truly on our shoulders and not a figure of speech, for those of us who can't pinpoint why something has happened and how to stop it from happening, except for to say that the devil is trying to distract me, the devil is trying to keep me off my A game, the devil is upset because my faith cannot be rocked. That's who I'm talking to. Keep your faith strong. Make sure it still cannot be rocked. Find a strength in that. I can be a crybaby. I can be emotional. I can be angry. I can be out of control. I can be everything everybody else can be. But the one thing that humbles me, and I mean humbles me, is that nothing that ever happens to me or has happened to me, I even have so much faith that I know nothing never, ever, ever could happen. And people say never, and I understand that to a degree. But I'm so blessed that I can tell you nothing in this world can make my faith in God be rocked. Nothing. And when I'm going through my things, and I go through a lot, but you wouldn't know it. I have to be very careful. I have to tread lightly doing this, because I promised myself that I will do my best not to embarrass my family or expose any of their business, embarrass my children, expose any of their business, or my spouse. They didn't sign up for this. I signed up for this. They knew how I felt, but I want to try and be respectful of them at all times. But every loss that you could imagine, I felt. Every experience that you can have, I've had. I've had one man the last 30 years. Best believe I've met 20 to 30 different personalities in that person, and experienced so many different levels of things. I've had financial, emotional, mental, physical things that I'm going through my entire life. I don't wear it on my face. I don't wear it on my sleeve. I don't want attention. I look at it as, you know what? God has entrusted me as he entrusted Job. God knows that I'm going to be his faithful servant. God knows that no matter what is going on, I know that he is my source. That if he's let it happen, I can survive it. That if it was done to me manipulatively, that he gonna fix it. That if it was done because I'm not seeing something, that he'll open my eyes eventually. I just trust the end outcome with God no matter what. And I am so humble that he trusts in me enough to let the devil keep trying to distract me. And I know that he ain't gonna kill me. What they say, whatever don't kill you make you stronger. When I leave this earth to spend my eternity, it's gonna be my appointed time. Only God decides that. So don't be worried about that. It's not an issue. It's a non-point. It's not relevant. But I feel humbled to know that my faith cannot be rocked. I feel blessed to know that it's never been an issue for me. I feel blessed to know that I have never struggled with it. I have lost children to death, to prison. I've lost close family members. I've lost myself. I've suffered depression. I've suffered psychological disorders. I've suffered learning disabilities. I've overcome it all through God. And by overcome, I don't mean it disappeared and went away, but I've survived it all, and I've come to a place of peace. I've come to a place, if I couldn't reach understanding, I came to a place of contentment and acceptance. And not the kind of acceptance that teaches you, oh, I just deal with anything. No, I don't. I know that I'm blessed. I know that I have nothing to worry about. And I know that always everything is going to be okay. Am I happy during current situations or things that I'm going through? No, of course not. Job wasn't either. But the one constant that he could always hold on to was God. So to the Jobs of the world today who feel like it's hopeless, it's not hopeless, baby. The fact that God is still within your heart and that you're holding near, dear to him, and that deeply within inside of you, you find a comfort in that, a comfort in his word, a comfort in his music, a comfort in conversing with him. Of the fact that you can find a spot in his arms for you. You a modern day Job. You're not running around crying, telling everybody what you're going through. You're not running around trying to get attention. You don't need anybody to co-sign for you, because God has you. He's your foundation. He's your covering. He got your front, back, side, top, and bottom. And you don't need nothing else. So the devil can keep it coming. I want you to remember it's a distraction so that you are taking your eyes off of the prize, so that you don't see the good that is in your life. So if it's 10 bad things going on right now, don't be trying to figure out why. Just thank God right now, that he gonna bring you through it and see you through it. I want you to find something to feel good about. And I always want you to be grateful that you woke up today. I mean, how could you not? Honestly, how could you not? Death is a lie. Death is a deception. Suicide is not the answer. Suicide does not make you escape this life. It doesn't get you away from the pain. Suicide, in fact, gets you to a point where you are reliving the worst pains of your life experience over and over and over, or some semblance of your hell. So why would you rush through that? Tough it out. Thug it out. I don't care if you got to be the biggest crybaby in the world on your pillow at night, in your prayer closet, in your mind talking to God while you at work, or your lunch break. I don't care if somebody gotta be sitting next to you talking to you, and in your mind you gotta be like what people call crazy, talk. You do whatever you gotta do to separate from that and the rest of the world and get where you need to be with God, because He's gonna make sure you are okay, and He's gonna find a spot for you, because we have eternal life. This is a placeholder. This is where we learn. This is where we gain. This is where we earn. This is where we earn, where we are going to spend our eternity. Death is the illusion, because you don't escape the consequences of your action. God is not a man that he should be mocked. But today, I wanted to encourage the Jobs of the world that it's not pointless. I wanted you to know that God trusts you as much as you trust him. That's why He's not worried about the devil messing with you because he ain't worried about you trading on him. You loyal. You have morals. You have principles. You have loyalty. You have faith. And there's nothing better. And the fact that the Almighty God, that your Father, that he has the faith in you that he had in Job, that he can say, oh, whatever you do to her, whatever you do to him, he's still mine. He still know I got his back. He still know I'm gonna fix it. He ain't gonna turn on me just because I can't put $1 million in his pocket. He ain't gonna turn on me just because I ain't keeping it peaches and cream. Why? Because we have a real relationship. It's not about what can be provided. It's about what we are to one another, not what we can do for one another. And as soon as we realize that, the better we will, because in all honesty, God doesn't need a darn thing for us. He was bored. He was lonely. But he doesn't need us for anything. He can quickly create something as quickly as he created us to replace us. He grew to love and adore us, or he could have just bought us up, threw us away, and started over with something better. He's all-knowing, all-swing, and evolutionary, so he learns quickly. He could have fixed us right up. He did it. That's loyalty, that's love, that's faith, that's principle, that's morals. Do your best to be like him. Remember, the modern-day Jobs, he believing in you, you believe in him. Seek that relationship, find solace in that, and tell the devil you can't mess with me. Sorry, homeboy, I'm free. Have a blessed day, and thank you for joining me at Journey of the Word Ministries, home of every name known to God, where all are welcome, and we nurture relationship over religion. I hope you have a good rest of the week, guys.